Hi, Julia Watts here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to have a look at the brand new release from Sentimentally Yours for April 2023. And we have, within this collection, we have a die set and we have three A5 stamp sets, which are all sentiments which will coordinate with the die set. And we've also got two A6 stamps as well. So looking at them in detail, this is one of your A6 stamps. This is your Dandelion Wishes, and this is going to fit perfectly on whatever size card you want, really, from A6. Obviously you can just use sections on it if you want to. It's all one stamp. You've got all the little dandelion seeds coming out of the top of the dandelions, but that's all one stamp. Obviously you could cut areas away if you wanted to and just use individual stamps or do some masking as well. Then you've got your Dandelion Wishes, and this is an A6 background. They're all clear stamps, and obviously this is going to coordinate with your Dandelion Whispers. Sorry, I'm just getting to grips with the names. Then you've got three stamp sets. So this is your Typewriter, Rustic Typewriter sentiments, and each set has stamps to coordinate with the die set that's coming up. So you've got long sentiments, you've got shorter straight sentiments, and then you've got wave sentiments. And when you see the dies, then it'll all become apparent. And there are 22 sentiments on each of the sentiment stamp sets. So you've got your essentials, you've got your occasionals, and then as Phil normally does, he's done motivational sentiments as well, so uplifting, positive words. Great for journaling, but obviously just if you want to send a pick-me-up kind of card to somebody. And this is where all the sentiments make sense, because you've got a flag die set, and it's got the debossed double stitch on the inner die, because each shape has two dies to it. The debossed double stitched to match the rectangles and squares which are already out, and that's on the inner die. And then the outer die is your matte, or you obviously can use it completely separately, and that's a plain die. And you've got as you can see, you've got 5 shapes there. So let's I ought to tell you actually, so you can get all of the products. You've got a blank screen there. All of the products in stock on my website now at juliawattscrafts.co.uk. I do have my stock, so I can send it out straight away. That's if I have it, and if I don't have it, then you'll be able to find it at on Phil's website, which is there, honeypotcrafts.co.uk. So let's crack on and let's do some demonstrating for you. So to begin with, what I've done is I've taken the debossed double stitch squares, and I've cut the largest but one, so this particular die here. And you can see from the dies you've got stitch detail, like sort of a dot dash stitch on the inside and the outside, so that's brilliant if you're creating frames. And it does mean that the waist actually gives you a nice double stitched detail as well. So what I've done is I've taken the largest but one of that. Let me grab my piece. And as you can see, I've got some kind of windows cut out of there. And that has been done using some of the dies from the coordinating debossed double stitched rectangles. So some of the smaller dies. I think it's counting from 1, I've used 2, 3, 4 and 5 to cut my windows. And then I've cut a slightly smaller piece of plain white card, which is going to go underneath, and I'm going to stamp on that. So we do that straight away. And for this, we're going to stamp our background. So I thought it would be nice to see our background stamp behind the windows, if you like. And remember that all these windows that we've got those pieces that we can use, and it's got the debossed double stitch detail on those as well. So we can use those for another project. So I'm going to just do this on a block. Can't see it because it's clear. There we go. It's a bit dirty inside. These are new stamps, haven't used them yet. So what we're going to do is, because I've not used them yet, I'm going to actually stamp it off just on a piece of copy paper first, so we don't make a mess. It should be absolutely fine. If you're worried, you can use your stamping platform. And I thought what we'd do is we'd actually stamp it with Faded Jeans Distress Oxide. So we'll do lots of tapping over here. Now I'm not too worried about whether it's perfect or not, because it's about ground, and the way that kind of, for me, dandelion seeds are, is that they would be, they won't be all in a row, will they? They'll be kind of all over the place, basically. You can if you want to, and we will, just away from camera. I'm just going to mist it with a little bit of water, which helps when you actually stamp it. So I say, on a bit of copy paper, if it's the first time you've stamped and you don't know how it's going to stamp, you're stamping by hand rather than in your stamping platform. You could, if you wanted to, take all your magnets out of your stamping platform and actually use that foam to stamp on, or you can use, if you've still got one of the Sentimentally Yours stamping mats, you could stamp on there as well, because obviously clear stamps don't have a cushion. But there we are. I don't need to worry about that at all. That's an absolutely, it's near on perfect. Where it isn't perfect, it's where I haven't inked it up very well. So anyway, so we're going to go on our background. Sometimes it's just good for peace of mind, and sometimes what happens is that your first stamping, your practice stamping, is actually better than your others. But remember, because they're new stamps, sometimes you'll get a little bit of manufacturing residue left. So we're going to do that thing again. We're going to just give it a mist. Right, mist. And I am a bit wonky, so I tend to go, I don't need to be completely on. I tend to go sideways. I find it easier to stamp sideways because I've only got little hands. Should be good. There we go. And we'll just do this little bottom bit first. We do want to make sure that we've got, see, we've got our window. We need to make sure we've got some in there. Obviously, because it's a clear stamp, the beauty of clear stamps for this sort of background stamping rather than rubber stamps is you can see exactly where you're going to line it up, which is always good. Let's see, I'm going to go, shall I? No, I'll put it there. And I should have put a piece of paper underneath so I didn't have a mess to clear up, but I did not think about that. It's alright, it's only oxide. I've got a slight gap. Okay, so for the next one, I might start at the bottom and work up, although we do have a bigger square. Thinking on my feet. Remember, if you're going to mist on all of them so they all look the same. I've got this side. And let's fill in that gap there. It might not be straight, it'll be straightish. One more, and we're going bottom. Don't get your stamp really wet, because when you take your ink pad to it, then you're going to dilute your ink pad with water, and you don't want to do that. So just a light mist, and the misting bottles from Sentimentally Yours are perfect for this. So give a nice light misting. Let's see if we can get that join a bit better. I can't, I don't think. Press. I can't stamp straight for the life of me. I really can't. There we go. Okay, so there's our background. So when we put that on, we've got dandelions going on in the background. It's really cool, isn't it? Right. So obviously that's going to get cleaned off in water. And we've got this neck. This is your largest of the double stitched squares. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the Faded Jeans Oxide. I don't know if I said Stormy Sky. Faded Jeans. They're very close together actually. And I'm just going to add a little bit of ink around the edges. Just with a blending tool. You could use one of those smoothies. I tend to go for the blending tools because they are a bit cheaper, and I keep them in little packets with the name on, and they do last a long time. You do find as well that sometimes, because they're kept in the packets, there's no air that gets to them, that sometimes you don't even need to dip into your ink pad. You've still got, you know, could be like months and months between uses, and you can still go back and use them. So that's going to go at the back of it like that. And I've also got these. So these are some of your flags. And we've got one going that way and one going that way. So we're just going to, while we've got the ink out, we're just going to ink around the edges of this. So obviously, like I say, these can be used independently, but you've got your perfect matte and layers. You've got one with that, the normal little die cut little divot that you get around the edge. And then you've got the other one with your double stitch detail. I'll do this quickly. You can fast forward this bit if it's boring. I find this bit quite relaxing actually. And then finally I've got a piece that's going to be a topper. Again, and this is pure white card. The blue card that I'm using is Air Force Blue. Both Sentimentally Yours premium card stock, which is 270 GSM. Really good weight. Great for construction, great for obviously your blanks, your die cuts, shaping for your flowers, all sorts. So that's Faded Jeans finished with, I think. Put it to one side. And we're going to go to our topper piece. In fact, let's just glue this first, and then this can be setting and underneath my board. So just some Sentimentally Yours PVA. I tend to scrub, I say scrub, kind of draw a line with the glue actually on the card, because you don't need much, less is more. And then we're going to have, this is going to go on here, like so. So just trim it ever so slightly smaller. Okay. And then I'm going to just put, am I going to do this? I can't decide with this. I think I'm going to just glue this to this flat. Am I? No, I'm going to raise that. Change my mind. This is going to go under my board. I've got a piece of ODF board here, and it helps keep things flat. Because overnight this is actually kind of curved a little bit. I use the what's it called? Yeah, Couture Creations Go Power and emboss machine. And actually the plates are pretty good. They do bend, but not as much as on the Gemini. And so I don't tend to get bendy cardstock, but this has kind of settled overnight and bent a bit. So this is going to just go on another piece of Air Force Blue. And the finished card is actually going to be 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 inches, because I don't do centimetres. Nice and straight. And then we're going to pop that onto the board, and hopefully that'll settle down and won't be kinky. Under there, a smaller one on top, and then we'll go to our topper. So we're going to go into the stamping platform for this one. So we're going to use our Dendelion Whispers. Perfect, as I said, for an A6 card. And because this is perfect size for this size, my matten layer, perfect size for that. But I've gone the one smaller, so this is actually going to be a bit too big. But I don't want that. I don't want the stems over my stitched border. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some Scotch low-tack tape. And we're going to just mask off that stitch detail, and it'll have a bit of a double whammy actually, because it will also help to keep this in place on my platform as well as my magnets. So you can always do that if you wanted to. You can put some low tack tape down. Might fetch some of the ink off, but that's not a problem. You can always ink second or add some more ink if it comes out. Again, this is a brand new stamp, haven't used it before. Now I could do this, I'm undecided actually. I don't know whether to do it in the stormy sky, in the faded jeans, or to do it in medieval blue. Versifying Claire. What I think I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to do the sentiment in medieval blue because it's going to go on the Air Force blue. But I think I'm going to do this in the faded jeans because it is quite a dark blue. Yeah, we'll just see how it looks, shall we? Okie dokie. So, I am knocking the camera. Every video I knock the camera. I'll actually put an extra couple of little magnets there. Yeah, we're good. So like I say, this is a brand new stamp. I have got the benefit of being in the stamping platform, which helps. This again, as I said, because this and regular distress are water-based inks, so you're easily going to be able to wash these off, no problem. It within an inch of its life, and I am going to give it a slight mist as well. Faded jeans always seems to be a bit darker to me than I actually think it's going to be, but it is a very good match for the Air Force Blue card, which is one of my favourite blues. I like all the blues actually from Sentimentally Yours, but I think Air Force Blue is a bit of a, almost like a Wedgwood colour. Just give an extra little press in the centre of the dandelions. Let's see how this is going to look. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Very happy with that. Let's pull this off here. Actually, let's go tidy up a bit. I've got one magnet that likes to come off. See that, because I've put water on, that's pretty clean as it is. I will give it an extra scrub anyway, just with a soft nail brush. When your stamps are new, just be careful when you take them off your blocks and platforms, because you don't want to rip them. Not that they will, because they are good. They're 4mm photopolymers, so they're excellent quality. Happy with that. Take off my mask. Got that nice neat line left. So let's glue this to my mat. I do like the fact that because I've used the double stitch rectangles and the squares, I've got that consistency with the stitching, and then of course we're going to have the consistency with the flags as well. We're not having any flowers on this card, but obviously you could put die cut flowers on as well if you wanted to, but I'm leaving them off this particular card. Let's see if we can get that straight and even all the way around. It's pretty good. But sometimes when I press on the back, I find and turn it over, I find that I've moved it, which is a bit annoying. But that's pretty good. So that's going to go in underneath with my pile. I'm flattening. And let's stamp our sentiments. So these we're going to go for Medieval Blue Versafine Clair. And we're going to have, which way did I going to do? I was going to do it that way and that way. So we're going to use a couple of sentiments from the motivational set. And I thought we would have maybe one day at a time, never give up. Or live your best life, follow your dreams. I'm not sure if that's going to fit, but we can always see, because yes it is. Dreams, yes, because you can, because it's clear, you can see exactly where it's going to go. Right, so let's see if we can pop a little magnet here. Obviously you can just use your blocks if you want to, and we'll pop a magnet either side of this one. So I'm lining it up on the little sheets that you can get for the press to impress. And we're going to have Live Your Best Life. Again, these are brand new stamps. Live Your Best Life. They're very sticky. So one at the top and one at the bottom instead. I need to see that I'm straight. Looks pretty good. And what was it? Follow Your Dreams. That one's a bit smaller. Okay. Pick those up. Medieval Blue. I do have all the Versafine Clairs in stock on my website. I also have all of the reinkers for all of the colours for the Versafine Clairs, including Nocturne, which is the black. Using a reinker does mean that it's well, it's less wasteful, isn't it, because you're not buying new ink pads, and also it's cheaper as well, because obviously you can re-ink lots and lots of times from one re-inker bottle until you need to buy another re-inker. So I would definitely advocate getting re-inkers for all of your Versafine Clairs while I've got them. should be good straight away. Shouldn't need to do it twice. Obviously, VersaFine Clear is quite a juicy ink pad, so it does mean that if you dust with your anti-static bag, you can then use your embossing powders, which is going to make it pop a little bit more, because they're going to be brighter. So there we go. Follow your dreams and live your best life. I've got to be careful with those so I don't make a mess. Move those to one side. And I think we're ready for construction. Actually, let's stick those together first. Live your best life. Put that one on there. So you don't want to touch the ink because it does take a little while to dry. Not too badly. So it would be lovely if you would like and subscribe onto my YouTube channel, and you know, if you want to leave a comment or a thumbs up, that would be absolutely wonderful. There are lots and lots of videos from with Sentimentally Yours products and other brands as well, and it'd be lovely for you to like I say, like and subscribe. On Facebook, you will find me here, Julia Watts Crafts, and I do post virtually every day a new project, and if I haven't had time to do a new project, then I'll revisit an old one. And if you're not already a member, if you're on Facebook and you're not already a member, do join the Crafting with Phil Martin and Sentimentally Yours Facebook group. It's a lovely group, and you can share your mates in there, you can ask questions in there, you can see lots of stuff from Phil in there as well. Right, okay, so sentiment's done, ready, construction. Let's see. Right, we'll start backwards up. So we're going to go for a bit of 2mm foam tape, woodwear foam tape. I do have this in stock as well. I normally have it anyway. You can get this in 2mm, 3mm and 1mm. Don't know why I've listed it in that order. You can't tear it. You do need to cut it. So again, around the edge, and then I'm having some across the middle. So obviously you can put this on this is an 8 1/4 by 8 1/4 when it's finished, but you can pop this on an 8 by 8 card blank, and it'd be absolutely fine. There's more layers than I normally do on this card. I've just got a card front because it's just easier for me. Put this on here. Should be good. Then we're going to go up a layer to this one. And we're going to pop 2mm on this. Obviously, if you don't want to, you just do it flat, or you can drop yourself down to the 1mm. Because this is quite a big card, I'm actually going for the depth on this one. I don't normally, but let's put that across the middle. And go for another one. It is reasonably easy to get the backs off this, which is one of the reasons I like this foam tape. Pokey tools are quite good for getting the backs off. Make sure the seeds are pointing in the right direction. Okay. And then, so with the topper, I thought we could have it like that at an angle, and then when we bring in sentiments could go like that, perhaps, have them off the edge. But I actually do think on this occasion straight. That's what I'm thinking. And then I just think the sentiments fit better like that, rather than on a wonk. But actually, I forgot. What we're going to do is we're going to pop the heart, cascading hearts behind, because I think that would look rather nice. But what we're going to do is we're going to tear it. So we're going to have let's tear it down here. In fact, let's cut it. It's just going to be quicker. Like that. Got a little bit that needs poking out. There we go. So we're going to have that bit there, like that, coming over the edge, and that's going to go on there. And then we can have another bit down here, like that. So, oh, that's not going to work, is it? I always do that. Forget what I'm doing. Let's just cut that so that's round. It doesn't look a mess. And we'll have that bit just coming in at the bottom there, like so. Okay, that's how we're going to have it. And then sentiments are going top and bottom. So let's get some glue on the back of those. So we do the scribble. So most of it's going to be anchored by the foam tape anyway, so we don't need much. Tweezers. We'll do a bit of dipping. It's to dip straight away. It knows what to do. You only really need to focus on the outsides. Get that dipped in. Okay, dipping that bit. Come here. And then we dip this bottom bit. And then that's going to go like that. I like the fact that you only need to cut it once, and then if you tear it up, then you've got all that you need. Just clear that up so I don't dip my card in it. Okay, that's that. And then we're going to pop this on the top. Again, we're going to go for 2mm. Always put some in the middle so you don't have a saggy middle. And bring this in, and we go, like I say, we're going straight, like I say, because we've done our hearts. We know where our heart's going to go. I do want to just be just down from that, so I can see that there's a border there and there's a border there, like so. And then we're going to have our sentiments here. So obviously you could have these going either way, but obviously because I've stamped on them, this is what's going to happen. So I think we need a little bit of foam tape on that bit there. That. And then we can glue the rest down. You can see. I forget to check that you can still see what I'm doing. Get that straight. Oops, there we go again, knocking the camera. You have to laugh at yourself, don't you? So we want a little bit of foam tape on the other side. And then I'm going to go up or down. That's right there. Nope, I'm going to go there so that it's even with the top border. But we're going to come in a bit, so just above that stitched line. There we are. Finished. So I hope you've enjoyed that. Very, very simple to do. Just a little bit of stamping, a little bit of die cutting and some matting and layering. And I think that works really well. I'm really pleased with that. Very happy with that. So don't forget, you can get the new products on my website, juliawattscrafts.co.uk. And I'm expecting it to be really busy, if they've all gone, then you'll be able to find them on Phil's store, honeypotcrafts.co.uk. And thank you so much for watching, and like I say, do check out my other videos as well. Thank you, bye.